Let's talk about Nano Nuclear Energy. It is shot up around about 30% in the last less than 24 hours. Why? A bit of news. Let's take a look at the price. And I'm going to technically take my first look at the technicals of Nano Nuclear. What would be some good potential profit-taking targets along the way? Let's talk about the news though. Okay, so first off, nuclear technology, I'm very bullish on it. I am not in NNE, and I have known about NNE, and I am, as usual, as many people do, I'm kicking myself right now. Why did I not get into NNE earlier? Okay, don't know. But anyway, kicking myself, but let's take a look at the news. Now, why is NNE jumping? Okay, Nano Nuclear Energy highlights recent acquisition of key worldwide patent portfolio surrounding the design of a modular, transportable nuclear generator. Holy moly. NNE has acquired a significant patent portfolio from ultra-safe nuclear, strengthening its intellectual property position in modular nuclear technology. The acquisition includes patent number blah, blah, blah for modular transportable nuclear generator and related patents across multiple blah, 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 blah. The patent enhances protection for NNE's proprietary microreactors. These systems are designed to be transportable and provide power ratings from 10 to 45 megawatt thermal. I don't know what that means in terms of, can that power a small town, a city? I don't know. Featuring passive, now this is the great thing about SMRs, small modular reactors, passive cooling, core cooling, and simplified cooling systems. The technology enables multiple microreactors to be clustered for specific energy demands, targeting applications in mining, oil and gas, data centers, remote communities, island nations, and military bases. So this is like, if I had to put this in an analogy, which I'm literally making up at the one time, at this time, it is like every nuclear reactor is a drone. Okay, so you can have one drone that's flying to a thing and doing something, or you can have multiple drones like a swarm. Okay, so this is like a swarm of mini nuclear reactors that you can stick together. Okay, and so you stick them all together and it forms one larger one because they feed off the power of each one. I don't know how it works, but it's basically you take a bunch of them and you're giving, it's modular, so you could add, we need to power a military base. Okay, so we need probably 10 of those SMRs. All right, let's transport them and take them to the military base. Hey, they've got power. We need to power a small city because their entire electrical grid has gone out. Okay, let's take 100 of those and we'll power that small city. So that's really interesting. That's the way I interpret it. That's very good news, I would say. So we've seen a nice little uptick in NNE. Here is the price. Let's do some quick historical analysis and then see if we have any confluence of Fibonacci and simple lines of support and resistance and trend lines and stuff like that. Cool. I'm actually going to take it to the daily time frame. I think I like the look of that better. Priced in US dollars because it's one on the NASDAQ, $42.75 at the moment. So after the news, we were at right here at $19 and we've gone to, that's not a 30% move, sorry. So back since a week ago, 2 weeks ago, NNE's gone up 100%, over 100%. Okay, and we've had, what, a 30% move just in, what's that, since yesterday? Something like that, 25% move. Looking really good. Okay. I am very pro-nuclear, by the way. It was, I like to say, it was the wave of the future. It's literally been around for a very long time. But there's been a lot of stigma surrounding nuclear energy because of Chernobyl and blah, blah, blah. But these small modular reactors, they can't melt down. It's not possible. The Gen 4 nuclear stuff, it's not possible. Cool. Let's take the high. So when it came out, this stock on the NASDAQ, it was around about $3.50. Then in, so this was in May. NNE just launched in May. Sorry, NNE floated in May of last year. Okay, and then it went up to $38 from $3.50. It 10 times from May to June. What? Let me go back there. The monthly time frame. Oh, yeah. Okay. So in about a month and a half, it 10 times. Cool, good to know. Did you buy it at $3.50? If you did, congratulations. Since then, back down, looking like a double bottom here at around about $6.30. Fantastic, and a beautiful move. Cool. So here's what I'm going to do. It's a pretty new stock, okay? It floated on the NASDAQ pretty not that long ago, okay? Let's take from this high and this low. So very clearly the old high, very clearly the old low. Got it? Not that low. I'm talking about this low from an all-time high. There you go. Do we notice any lines of confluence just in terms of Fibonacci? It may be such maybe not around for long enough to really get decent lines of confluence. Okay, but any lines of confluence, maybe you could call it here a support level, but that's kind of, maybe not. So maybe not so much, maybe a little bit of resistance there. Yeah, I'm still going to use this. This is the most obvious area, the most obvious levels to use if Fibonacci is going to be predictive for this particular stock. Doesn't always work, but it's pretty good. So from this high and this low. Now we are above the all-time high, new all-time high in NNE. Where are the next levels of areas of resistance that you may be looking for? By the way, I am not saying that these are going to be take profit targets. And even though I said this at the start of the video, I'm not sure if I can really put in take profit targets for NNE because it's nuclear technology, and really it's just probably it'll go up and down, but do you want to trade it? Really? Do you want to day trade it or even swing trade NNE? Probably not. You probably just want to buy and hold for the longer term. So really hard for me to say what massive higher prices are, but look, if you are wanting to swing day trade it, for example, where can you find some areas of resistance? So at least we'll do that, okay? Maybe not take profit targets. Look, very clearly, you usually, not every single time, but after a breakout of a significant high, you can tend to come back and test it. You could maybe see some resistance here at the 1.618. That's at 56 US dollars. Maybe a retest of the 42.75, the $37 area there, okay? And then that, I don't know, that could happen. But look, a retest, as I said, is, it happens, okay? Don't bank on it, but, it's not surprising. So if it gets to here and that starts heading down, you're like, oh, crap, it's all over. No, it's just a retest of the previous all-time high. So watch out for something like that. Not a lot else to say because it's nuclear technology. It's going to keep getting larger and larger. NNE seems like they're doing everything right. So look, probably, and I'm very loath to say this, and I don't really ever say this, but kind of the sky's the limit with nuclear technology and NNE. Although when you look at the technicals, and it does usually always play out to technicals, we need to have a look at where we are on the relative strength index. Are we getting into areas of extremely overvalued on multiple timeframes? On the daily time frame, we're just starting to peak into extremely overvalued. So maybe on the daily, that's why you could see a resistance level at around about 56 or maybe up here at 87. Okay, so I would favor the 1.618 here or the 2.618. Those are the favoring areas for just some cooling off. Okay, so in between there and there, probably. So 57 to 87. That's a big range. I would personally favor probably the 57 area at the 1.618 is a little bit of cooling off, but I could be wrong. Now on the weekly though, on the weekly, this is interesting. On the weekly time frame, we are actually back into extremely overvalued. Here's the thing though, on the weekly time frame, you can spend many, many weeks in extremely overvalued on the in the RSI. Okay, so that can propel it a lot higher. On the monthly time frame, do we have enough data? And we don't. Okay, not enough data. It hasn't been around long enough. It hasn't been around long enough to even form monthly RSI data. Okay. Short answer, it's looking really good at this stage for NNE. Onwards and upwards, quite potentially, with a potential little cooling off period at sort of 57 to 87. I'd expect a retrace. Look out for maybe the support level of 37. So let me go back again. You could do, if that happens, watch for that. Or if you come up to there, then watch for that. Cool. So I think it will bounce probably in between some Fibonacci levels though. That's my humble non-financial advice opinion. The thing is, though, with the stock market, look, the energy sector, the nuclear energy sector, it's in it's in a nice little bull market for nuclear. Okay, so yeah, I was about to say, in a capital rotation from the stock market into precious metals, then maybe gold versus NNE might not outperform. Maybe gold might outperform NNE, so it might be better to still be in precious metals. But it's such a young stock and going through a nice little growth period, then that's hard to say. But looking really good. So that is NNE. Good news. Good news for nuclear as well. Let's champion nuclear technology. Final comments and then we shall get out of here.